Alrighty. Let's build a boyfriend. Once upon a time, in a treacherous mountain hillside of Vanille, there lived a wondrous and amazing and most incredible scientist named Dr. Frank. Yes, he was a doctor. Finished like half of both of his doctorates before he got kicked out. That totally counts. Can everybody lay off about this? Anyway, this super awesome Dr. Frank spent his days toiling away at his research, pursuing his lifelong dream of bringing people back from the dead. It wasn't for any sentimental reasons. There wasn't some long lost loved one he wanted to bring back or anything. No, this was for much more noble pursuit, the aim of advancing mankind's scientific knowledge. And yet, it was the same research that caused the local villagers, even the weak-minded university men, to fear him. Because they were stupid and jerks and could not possibly understand the sheer genius of Dr. Frank's work. But it was no matter, for the genius doctor was an honorable and humble man who simply continued most of his critical research, if it meant that he was completely alone. Well, okay, he wasn't totally alone. Iggs was there, and he's a fine assistant, even though he kept asking for raises. But the point is, one day, a sudden knock came at the door. And scientists opened to find a beautiful man with a radiant glow standing there. In his heart, he felt strange, previously unknowing feeling began to form as the man opened his mouth and said, "Yo, what's up? Name's Dominic. You're the freak that got kicked out of Heidelberg U for those weird death experiments, right?" It was like an angel had been sent to him, and now that angel was asking about his research. No matter what Frank did, he could not stop his heart from pounding. The good doctor invited him in. Wow, I could read. The good doctor invited him in and quickly got to know each other. As the days passed, the man's visit grew longer and longer. Their relationship also grew into something romantic. Dr. Frank had never given his heart to anyone before, but maybe for him, maybe for this man named Dominic. ... 3 months later, I never want to see that beautiful boy ever again. Dr. Frank, are you still in there? No one is here to take your calls. Please leave a message after the tone. The door opened anyway, and my assistant Iggs walked in my room. I tried to bury myself further in the sheets, hoping that maybe he won't see me. Instead, he rudely opens the blinds. It's been a week, Dr. Frank. So, can I be sad as long as I want? I lost the love of my life. Frank. Doctor. He waved his arms in the air out of frustration. Look, I know he meant a lot to you. I mean, he was your first, right? And no one likes being dumped, especially when it was out of the blue like that. But sitting in your room all day, crying into your bedsheets, isn't going to help you recover. You need to leave me alone. I said he was cute. I was in love. He was my boyfriend. You couldn't possibly know what I'm going through. Actually, Dr. Frank, I've gone through my fair share of breakups myself. You do know how I met my current boyfriend, right? So yes, I think... So yes, I think I do know what you're... How could you say that to me? My love was special, unique. It wasn't like your love, it was destiny. I rolled further into my blankets, breaking my sight line with the ignorous interloper. I don't get paid enough for this. Dr. Frank starts pulling the blankets off the bed, and again, which I double my rolling efforts to keep him at bay. I didn't come in here to fight with you. Can you stop? We have a problem. I could feel his grip lessen. I peeked my head out from the blanket cocoon to look at him. He's holding a piece of paper in his hands with a weird look on his face. I tentatively grab it and start reading. Tomorrow's the Heidelberg University conference. You know, the one people travel all over the country to see. Well, the conference schedule was posted today. And what the hell is this? Right in front of me in the plain letters. Returning from death to life, a breakthrough study by Dominic Linline. Resurrection? But that's my research. But Dominic's presenting it? This can't be right. He wouldn't. He'd be presenting my research under his own name? I tried to tell you last week that I noticed him leaving with some folders the day he dumped you, but you were too busy crying into a gallon of ice cream to listen. No, this couldn't. That asshole! First he breaks my heart and dumps me out of the blue, and even after he called me babe. I mean, how could he say that and then do this? He takes my research, my baby, and now he's presented in those jerkwads at Heidelberg University like they hadn't rejected my same exact proposal for years previous. Why did he get accepted while I was kicked out? Well, your thesis project did bite the headmaster's hand clean off, Dr. Frank. It was one time. Yeah, whatever. That's not important right now. What's important is that Dominic is about to claim my research as his own. Maybe this was his plan all along. I mean, but were we soulmates? I just knew we were. But now, I don't know. I crumple the paper in my hands. Right. Withering with angst. There's no way I'm going to let him get away with this. That asshole ruined my life. He's taken my baby, my research. I throw the blankets off of me, leaping to my feet. Ignis. Yes, doctor? Get the shovel. I'm going to show that asshole what happens when you're pissed off a scientist. Later that night, Frank, Doctor Frank, I'm pretty sure this is illegal. I look up at him, holding a particular interesting specimen in my hand. Does this look like an arm of a hot boy to you? This is illegal. A lightning strikes touchdown a good whiles off, as if to exaggerate his statement. No one is using these. It's fine. We are desecrating graves. I mean, I've helped you with a lot of crazier experiments, but this is where I draw the I throw the arm I'm holding up to him and quickly climb out of the grave. Yeah, so maybe there's a chance that this isn't completely legal. But this is a historical moment, Iggs. If we are going to create the first artificial life form and shows up that asshole, then those idiots at the university, then we can't skimp on anything. We're not just making the world's first artificial life form here, we're pushing the boundaries of human capabilities. We are going to create the world's hottest boy. Then Dominic will take one look at him, then realize that he was a fool for leaving me, an even bigger fool for taking my research, because now I have someone hotter than him. How honorable, Dr. Frank. Iggs appears to be trying to find the perfect position to hold the specimen up with the least amount of bodily contact. So you'll see, the people who advance the boundaries of human capabilities were never stopped by a silly thing like laws. Now quickly, I heard that Mr. Lance had a pretty big penis. We could use that. Suddenly, something moves in the underbrush. Eek! What was that? Hey, watch what you're doing. You almost dropped our precious spoils. But didn't you hear that, Dr. Frank? I think there's something... Again, a noise breaks from out behind us. Then hurry up and find that penis! Dr. Frank? Behind you. I quickly spin around and find an ominous feeling at the pit of my stomach. There's a man I've never seen before standing there. I'm sorry. Was I interrupting something? Oh, no? I step back into Eggs, hoping that the stranger can't see any of our souvenirs. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It was his idea, and I punch him quickly before he could say anything stupid. This causes him to recoil, and the arm that we had been arguing over not a few minutes earlier lands on the ground with a loud thud. The man takes a clear look at what dropped on the ground and looks back at me. What was his idea? The man takes a step closer to us. I quickly position myself in front of the dropped arm, holding my breath. Oh, Iggs, ha ha ha, you're so funny, such a kidder, ha ha. Wow, it is short cold out here all of a sudden. Well, we should be going now. I grab the bag of loot and dash away as fast as my leg can carry me. I heard Iggs yelling after me, telling me to slow down. It was nice to meet you, Dr. Frank. If I get arrested, I'm suing you. I dumped the bag's contents on the table, body parts flying out and bouncing onto the floor. I said I'm going to sue you. I think we have just enough. Dr. Frank, do we even need all these? Why'd you take so many to begin with? Iggs, we're making art here. We can't just use any body parts we find. We must use the absolutely most beautiful pieces. I pick up some arms to look close, to take a closer look. Wow, I could read. Like these, see? They're absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Or actually, not as beautiful as the one you dropped. I suppose you're right. They are beautiful enough. You say that as if I dropped it on my own free will, not because someone punched me. Now where did we put the... Nah. Shoot. I turned to look at my assistant. We have a problem. Like how we desecrated dozens of graves, hacked off and stole family members' body parts, and that we were spotted doing so? Well, no, not that. I pause, unsure how to say this. We didn't grab any... Any? You know. I gestured down shyly, hoping he'll get the reference. I have no idea what you're trying to say. Dick. We didn't grab any dicks. Oh. Well. This is terrible. We even had the perfect specimen with Mr. Lance's penis. How am I supposed to make Dominic jealous of me now? Dr. Frank, do you honestly think that's what's gonna make Dominic jealous of you? Yes. We need to go back. Absolutely not. He blocks my exit, making sure I can't retrieve any other body parts. Yeah, we don't have time for this. Fine. We need to, I hate saying this. I'll just improvise. I don't like where this is going. It's fine, totally fine. We'll make it something beautiful here. We just need to be creative. Let our creative juices flow. Now let's see. Build our air. Tragic anime boy. Little carrot. Modest cucumber. Chunky gourd. Double trouble. Just like in my animes. Sure. Perfect! Dr. Frank, what were those penis options just now? Iggs, open the roof doors. We need a little atmosphere as I make history here. He solemnly goes to the crank, reluctantly begins to turn it. The ceiling creaks open, showing the dark, turbulent skies and a cold, harsh rain above us. I raise my arms up, catching the coldness in my outstretched hands. There's a strange sensation in my stomach, a nodding of excitement and anger. It rises throughout my body, invigorating me with a newfound strength. Hee hee hee! Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Iggs, this is it! It's perfect! The skies, they know! They know what we're about to do, the impossible! They know what we're about to... Ha ha ha! Nothing can stop me! Nothing can stop us! I'm going to show Dominic that I don't need him, that I'll never need anyone like him in my life ever again. He and his kind will become obsolete. We're going to better the world, Iggs. We're going to make it so that no one will have their hearts broken again. Dr. Frank, you're scaring me. I can do this. I can make the most beautiful boyfriend ever. We had worked hard through the night, accumulating enough energy from the lightning storm to inject into our subject. We almost failed multiple times, his body not holding the energy like it should. But it was no matter. My sheer genius, hard work, and determination carried us through many hours of grueling surgery. We had done it. We had created the most beautiful boy. Dr. Frank, he's kind of ugly. Don't say that to him, you'll hurt his feelings. I'm sure he's beautiful to someone. No! What am I thinking? I made him! He's beautiful! And beautiful is relative. Anyway. Colon 3. Of course! Especially with his, what exactly is that on his abdomen? It's his 128 pack. I figured that the more packs you have, the sexier you are. So I added a lot. Frank, Dr. Frank, you, took an astronomy class, right? Or anatomy class, right? Cough. Well, yes, technically, maybe? I don't even know what to say. He spoke. Did you hear that, Iggs? My boyfriend spoke. You're what? My boyfriend. Haven't I been saying this the whole time? You've been saying that you were going to make a boyfriend, not your boyfriend. Of course I'm making my ultimate boyfriend. Look at us. I wrap my arms around the monster to show Iggs just what I mean. Hee hee, soft. He returns the hug, lifting me off the ground, nearly breaking my bones in the process. Gasp, see? He's... God, I can't breathe. So strong that he... That's sexy, right? Monster, drop him. You drop him right now. The monster lets go of me. I painfully hit the ground. Dr. Frank, are you alright? Ha ha, of course. Because my boyfriend just hugged me. Dr. Frank, please stop. Hee hee, cute. Iggs, did you just hear that? Dr. Frank, please calm down. He's the perfect boyfriend. Eee! Iggs, look. Okay, look. I ran up next to my boyfriend, wrapping my arms around his waist. Don't we look good together? Like, would this make Dominic jealous? I don't know if jealous is the word for it. The monster leans over and gives me another hug, this time not as painful. Aww, he's a hugger. That's the best. The best ultimate boyfriend. Papa is soft. No. Please don't call me that. I love my papa. Please stop. That's, well, that must be a glitch. Papa is soft. No, I'm your boyfriend. Repeat after me. Boyfriend. Papa likes hugs. Dr. Frank, please make him stop. Don't worry. We can train him out of that. Probably. It'll probably take some time, which we'll probably don't have. It doesn't matter. As long as he doesn't talk, it should be fine. He could still be my boyfriend. Let's get going anyway. If we leave now, we could easily make it to the University Square before the presentation starts. Boyfriend, let's go. We're going on a field trip. Yay, field trip. I began to lead him by the hand, wondering how we were going to navigate the narrow stairs leading from my secret lab. Surely you're not going to take him into town like that. What do you mean? Well, I mean he's naked. How else are they gonna see his beauty then? He's going to get arrested for public indecency before you can even make it to the conference. Fair point. Fine. So, we'll dress him. I made him pretty big. You did. I'm not sure if I have any clothes that will fit him. Dr. Frank, you need to dress him. Okay, I guess I'll just be creative. Objective. Dress your boyfriend. A messy assortment of worn clothes. I still have a while until laundry day. The only thing that would fit my monster beat. I pick up my old night shirt. Perfect, this'll fit. But I'm still missing some articles, clothing articles. None of these pants will fit them. Piss, daylight. Big comfy bed for only the best of the best. And by the best, I mean me. A wonderful face to wake up to every day. I don't want to open these skeletons. The skeletons I have stored in here are going to fall out. Packing was never my strong suit. I have finished bubblegum. Ice cream tubs are scattered across the floor. Look, I was sad, okay? It's Susie, my thesis project for my PhD program. He's named after the Black Eye Susan. Look, I built him to specifically lust after the flesh of men. Yes, he's going to bite. That's kind of in his nature. There was no need to kick me out of program for it, and he only bit someone once. That's pretty good for a man-eating plant. I made this for my midterm project. They were supposed to be weed killer. I end up creating something that makes weeds grow at an almost comical rate. Top of that, I'm either deadly allergic to it or it's poisonous. Either way, I don't want to pick this up unless I need to. Pick it up. I love myself. I don't want to pick up the weed grower. A collection of broken pots that I use to carry some of the weed grow around. Even more plants. I have a lot of these. It may not look like it, but I have a bit of a green thumb. You just can't see it because my gloves. Gangrene? Nah. I can see the deck from out here. Nothing important's out there. Beautiful day today. Perfect day to kick someone's ass. Do not enter, go away, but if you want to get the secret layer, you should do it from the overworld map. Picked up yesterday's newsletter. Comically large dictionary claims to translate any script known and unknown to man. Pretty useful, but also pretty heavy. I refuse to carry this around if I have to pick it up. This button was set to move the bookshelf, revealing the passage to my secret lab. But I got lazy and just kept it open all the time now. They're limited edition, okay. Lots of nifty knickknacks. Globe. Nice sturdy globe of the world. Nice reminder that there exist things outside my door. If I ever stoop low enough to want to leave, anyway. I gotta spruce up my study somehow, right? Some of these aren't even handy. Eat it like a hand. I'm going to die alone. Everything. Bedroom. How about the kitchen? Don't squish those. They're my tenants. Miss Pretty Princess, Mr. Handsome Prince, Mr. Slightly Too Devoted Knight, Mr. Inappropriate Dressed Butler, and Mr. Her Majesty's Pet. No, they don't pay any rent, unfortunately. Pile of dirty dishes. Surely an art of work. What is this? This is Dr. Frank's Build a Boyfriend. It's free on Steam currently. A window that looks out into my backyard. The grass is so overgrown it looks a bit like a jungle. I'll get around to it later. Coffee maker, in case you're wondering, is it possible to stay awake 4 days straight while drinking my very almost patent Dr. Frank's coffee? I don't have time to cook. I have science to do. The horizon of men's knowledge to expand. Nothing except pickled bugs, plants, and unidentified failed projects. Okay. To the dining room. Nice fancy napkin. It's completely pristine because I never use it. I decided to pick it up just in case. A nice fancy hanging chandelier. I tried to use the crystals on one experiment once. It didn't work. Nice ornate dining table. It's covered with dust. I don't even remember the last time I used it. And the chairs. Some nice sturdy chairs. Why do I only have 3? Well, because I used the other one on failed experiment. Naturally. So it's like a LGBT indie visual novel kind of thing, as I could see. Yes, exactly what it is. A locked cupboard. I had thrown all Dominic's things in here after he left me. I didn't want to throw him out just in case he came running back to my arms, realizing what a mistake he had made. It's been a week and still no sign of him rushing back to my good graces, unfortunately. Yes. Have you actually gotten to building your boyfriend yet? Yes. Currently up in the lab, we're finding clothing for him to wear to take him out to a scientific conference. None of these would fit the monster, though. Naturally, his feet are really big. Shoot. But what am I supposed to do? The only person that would have shoes to fit him is Dominic. He had left behind a pair of his shoes after the breakup. But in a fit of rage, I had thrown them, along with his other shit, inside the entry cupboard and threw away the key. Shit. It's a fancy chair. I really don't care. Okay. Naturally, it's locked. Shit. Key is long gone. I had fed Susie a week ago. Need to find something to open it with, either smash it in or pry the door off. That shoes. Oh my god. My hype, little cute man-eating plant lures her prey to their death with a little bow. Yes. Uh, my hypothesis as what would happen to pour some of the weed grower on Susie is that Susie would grow 2 heads. Now, in theory, that sounds cool, but in practice, I could only seeing that end with someone's death and a headache. So I'll pass. Okay. Okay. That. At you. Ventilation in this room isn't very good. Suddenly, I become aware of a foul odor the weed grower in my pocket is putting off. Achoo, achoo, I can't breathe. I collapse on the ground, gasping for air. I died. Try again. Hmm. Pick it up. Add it to the inventory. That works. Right. Inventory. Use knife. E. Open. Premium bubblegum jam last week. Rummaging inside, I find his shoe. What an asshole. I can't believe he's. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I had been okay by myself. It was genius, surrounded by those who couldn't appreciate the beauty and grace of my work, alone, misunderstood. I had convinced myself I was okay like this. I had my future all planned out. I was going to die as an unknown genius, someone ahead of his times, but then Dominic. The way he had looked at me, at my research, I didn't even know it was possible that someone could potentially understand me. He knew what my work meant, what I meant, but he left. And I was alone again. And now this life I had chosen for myself has un uh, and now this life I had chosen for myself has unbearable. Unbearable. I could English. The shoe leather is rough on my hand. I should get this back to Iggs and the monster. A cupboard that used to be locked, now it's missing a door. I can fix that later. Pull up my bed shirt and move to put it on my boyfriend. What are you doing? I'm clearly giving my boyfriend a shirt. That's what you wanted, right? To abide by public decency laws and all the other crap. Well, I mean, do you have anything fancier? Look, the only thing I found I own that fit him. Can't you spruce it up at least? It has blood? Are those blood stains on the front? It's coffee. And what? You want me to spruce it up? What does that even mean? I'm pretty sure that's not coffee, Dr. Frank. Do you own a tie or a bow tie or something? Besides the one I'm wearing, no, and I can't take this off. It'll ruin my look. Well, you better find something else to go with it. Here, have this back. You'll probably need it to combine this with something else. If we can't find the napkin. There you go, fancy shirt. Shirt. Wow, I could just make out the coffee stains from back here. You know what? Let's make sure no one touches him during the presentation for health precautions. I found shoes that will fit my boyfriend. That's great. Shoes. Hi, Dr. Frank. Do you need anything else? His nipples are pepperoni slices. Yeah? Okay, but why? Why not? Because nipples aren't usually made out of pizza toppings? My dear Iggs, you're living in the past. This is cutting edge nipple technology we're working with here. My boyfriend has the best nipples in the world. They're meaty. They have enhanced flavor. They taste like pizza. Of course. You say as if that is something new. Where do exactly tentacle monsters wear for pants? Dr. Frank, please stop. Do you know anywhere where I could find pants suitable enough for him? That's a hard one. Well, your best bet is to look outside of your house. That's where my intuition is telling you. Probably for the needy. Luck of luck, I see a large pair of pants that could most likely accommodate a large tentacle dick. Well, I think I qualified as needy in some definition of the word. I just grab the pair of pants, stuff them into my pockets as much as possible. They don't fit, the legs hang out. Close enough. It's an elaborate stained glass window. It shows a sad-looking boy surrounding by a black Balaskin. What the crap? I never understood how anyone could believe in such illogical stories. A nice batch of rosy and thorn vines sit before the altar. The Altan religion uses the rose as their center point. Wait a minute. But couldn't this be used? But didn't this used to be a Catholic church? Strange. The various A large variety of books adorn the bookshelf. They look really old, but well cared for. Even with my vast spring of knowledge, I can't read of any of the book's titles. What language is this even? Ah, I see we meet again. Good morning, Mr. Frank. Doctor? Excuse me. I am Dr. Frank. Oh well. Well then, please do forgive me, Dr. Frank. It was nice to finally meet you. My name is Silas. I just moved here. I took care of the church from the last priest. You found something of use in the donation box. Haha, Dr. Frank, no worries. That's what they're there for. If you had found use in them, then they were designated to go with you. Oh, thanks. He gives me a cute smile. Wait, I mean a sickly sweet smile. Since I just moved here, I was hoping someone might be able to show me around. I gotta go. I ran out of church as fast as possible. You made it. He just about cornered me. Gotta keep out an eye out for that guy. He's suspicious. Nice to see you again, Mr. Frank. Dr. Frank, please forgive me. It is woefully rude, especially after you took time to correct me the previous time. Is there anything I could do to make it up to you? Well, if you ever think of anything, feel free to let me know. Just a handful of graves that we visited the previous night. I wish we could have grabbed Mrs. Lance's penis while I had the chance, though. There's a show. House. To the lab. Pull out the pants I found. I can't believe you actually found a weird tentacle Dick's approximated pants. And where exactly did you find those? The church. I didn't even know how they ended up there. Pants! Pants! Is that it? That's it. He's ready to go. Come on, let's go, boyfriend. Dr. Frank, please wait. We don't have any time for this, Ignis. The conference starts in a few minutes. My boyfriend isn't there. But the sutures. Leaving my boyfriend by the arm, I slammed the front door. To dismay, standing there is Silas. Oh, Dr. Frank. Ah! Ah! I hope now's not a bad time. Ah! Shit. Field trip. Who's this? This is, wait a minute. Maybe this would be a good opportunity. Good opportunity to perfect presentation I'll be giving at the conference. Yes, this dashing young, handsome, absolutely sexy fellow here is my boyfriend, Papa. No, don't say that. I love my Papa. None to that, I swear. No, there's no need to hide your intentions, Mr. Frank. I'm not into that. My boyfriend suddenly moves on his own, waddling up to where the new neighbor is standing. Hello, Mr. Dr. Frank's boyfriend. What is your name? You seem like a very happy fellow. I'm glad we were able to meet. I hope you treat Dr. Frank well. Seems like a nice, cute fellow. My boyfriend suddenly clamped Silas on the shoulder, his face intense. Mama! Okay, that's a mood killer. Stop doing that! I'm so sorry. Mama! Your boyfriend's so cute, Dr. Frank. I wouldn't mind being your mother if you need one. He doesn't need a mother. Or even a papa, for that matter. No, Papa! Mama! Gah! I don't have time for this. We're going. Reach behind me and grab my boyfriend's arm to shove past Silas and make our way to the grand conference. Except The arm doesn't have quite the resistance I was expecting. Instead, I look behind him and see that I'm holding a half an arm. Dr. Frank! I had ripped off my boyfriend's arm. I slammed the door shut, ignoring the muffled noises I could hear from the other side. Shit! What time is it? The conference starts about 5 minutes ago. I look down the arm in my hands. The skin seems to be sliding off. It looks like it's rotting. What do you mean it's rotting? Well, it is dead flesh. We didn't soak it in formaldehyde or anything. Well, that would have made it look hideous. I can't work with a hideous body part, Iggs. Field trip? We'll just sew another one really quickly. Go fetch me one of the others. Fine, but still slightly uglier specimens from the lab. Iggs, please don't yell at me. I got rid of the extras. What? I returned him back to the graves. I was feeling so guilty. We had desecrated people's graves for those pieces. You weren't even going to use them. The least I could do was to return them. Well, what the hell are we supposed to do now? Bring my ultimate boyfriend on stage while he's got a gaping arm wound and dripping all over the place? It would match the bloodstains on his shirt at least. For the last time, it's coffee! Ugh. I have to come down. The conference just started. It'll go for another 2 hours. Dominic's presentation isn't to the very end anyway. We'll just cross his presentation. Do we need to dig up another arm? Again? No, I'm not doing that! What else am I paying you for, Iggs? Go dig up that arm! Ah! Angry bad! My boyfriend inserts himself between Iggs and I, cutting off any argument that we might have started. Fine, I'll do it. You stay here and babysit. And what a thing to say about your boyfriend. I leave. Objective, find your boyfriend new arm. I can't believe his arm fell off. It was such a beautiful arm, too. Should dig another one up quickly, but I should probably find something to dig first. Oh, Dr. Frank, you're back. Did I get it right this time? Yes, you did. Is there anything I can help you with? Can I borrow your shovel? Oh, my, at least take me out on a date first. What? No, I need for what, Dr. Frank? To, dig up stuff. Well, I'm sorry to say that you have to use your own shovel to dig up stuff. I try not to lend my shovel around lately. I wouldn't want it to get it dirty. We're still talking about gardening equipment, right? Are you flirting with me? Oh, am I? You keep telling me I'm cute. Forgive me. If that is causing you any distress, I could stop if you want. Dr. Frank, would you like me to stop? I gotta go. Uh-huh. Alright. I gotta get the shovel from Susie. The hand and stuff. A hand. I'm going to die alone. I want the hand. Give me the fucking hand. Meeting Man Monthly, strictly for research purposes. I picked them up and added them to my inventory, just in case. It's my oldest friend, Dr. Oink. Dominic didn't find her very cute. In hindsight, maybe it was never meant to be. I got this. Pick it up. Yes. Pick it up. Hold inventory. Inventory. Hey kid, wanna see something cool? The plant hisses at me as I bring out a certain magazine. It goes all silent and seeing the sparkling muscles on the cover. I can accidentally leave this behind if I'm able to get closer to a certain garden equipment. Grabs the magazine in his jaw, opening up to the full spread image. He no longer pays me any mind. I managed to sneak around Susie and grab the shovel. Yes. We go back down, so we can leave. Back to Heidenberg, into the graveyard. Shovel. Blackwell rose bushes, the flowers in church have never been this beautiful. Strange. Indeed, I've worked hard to cultivate them, so especially I'm glad to see them blooming so beautifully. Except roses are a symbol of an Altan religion. They used to be, and this used to be a Chaldean church. Is that so? Wait, did you not know that? I'll profess that I did not. The altar was barren when I arrived, so I simply planted flowers that I knew would thrive in that type of soil. Are you even a priest? How'd you not know that this was a Chaldean church? Didn't you say you took over church from the last priest? I did indeed. Then that means at the very least you would mention the religion sect of church that you were inheriting, right? He did not. Our conversation was cut rather short. A sudden chill runs up my spine. Cut short. How is it cut short? Well, he had to leave in a hurry. I'm not sure about what. Our conversation was rather short, all in all. Are you even a priest? I do not believe I ever stated such. Then what are you? I'm a gardener. He gives me another smile. It's kind of cute. Wait, what am I thinking? I hope that won't be an issue. Dr. Frank? No, I just assumed that you were a priest. Sorry. Ah, Dr. Frank, why are you apologizing? It was my own fault for not being clear in my introductions. I'm afraid to say that I won't be preaching any sermons here. I'm sorry if you frequented this church. I wouldn't attend a church even if you paid me. Oh well then, I'm not giving any sermons. Should pose no issue. I know a few villagers were sad to see the last priest go, but they won't have to wait much longer for the next priest to arrive. Wait, what? I'm just stopping through. Oh, you're not staying? Why am I feeling sad all of a sudden? Well, that depends on how things turn out. There's a chance that I won't be here for long. Why are you even here? Ah, so direct. I heard a rumor. I may decide to investigate. That's all. What rumor? I love the way your glass brings out the color of your eyes. Huh? Sorry. Did I say that loud? How embarrassing. Wait a minute. You never answered my question. Oh, how rude of me. What question was it? What rumors are you here investigating? Your hair is such a cute shade of pink. I wonder if it feels as fluffy as it looks. What? Dr. Frank, are you feeling alright? You're turning a strange shade of red. Ah, shut up. He's too strong for me. What would make you leave the garden? Ah. You have an interesting look on your face there, Dr. Frank. Yeah, so, hypothetically, if there's something big to happen, would you leave? Excuse me? I mean, like, if something happened, would you go check it out? Well, I suppose. Great. What things would you leave for? Dr. Frank, do you want me to leave? No, I'm not saying that at all. Then why are you asking me this? No reason. Absolutely no reason. Good church. I feel like digging up his roses might be going a bit too far. An altar. I really don't know much about it. Uh, but you can't just go yet. See if we can't take. Ew, this sucks. House, town, church. I quickly dump all the powder on the roses, trying my hardest not to breathe in the dust. Vines, lion's manes, and other weeds start popping up immediately, covering up the roses as if they were there before. That'll do. Now just let Silas. Now just to let. Now just to let this get Silas away from the graves. Hey Silas, I saw a bunch of weeds in the church. They were in the little box with your roses. My flowers! He rushes off. Big boy. I move to dig again when something strong grabs the end of my shovel. Papa! Boyfriend. Me too, me too. He grabs a shovel and starts digging in the grave. Even with only one hand, he puts shame to my own progress. He wanted to come find you for eggs. For some reason, I am happy to see him. Ah, so cute. What a great boyfriend. Wait, Did anyone see him? Dr. Frank, you live in a nigh impenetrable mountain range. No, no one saw him. Oh, good, good. Ah! Seems the monster had found something while digging. Ig walks over and picks up several arms that he had quickly buried in the wee hours of the morning. Now, how did we get this on again? My assistant starts to hand me a stapler for the arm, then but pulls back after a second thought. Are you sure about this, Dr. Frank? What? Come on. We have to get going. Give me the stapler. I mean, you're doing all this to get back at Dominic, right? Have you been paying attention? I'm taking my revenge on him, so those stupid university types who... Right. I just think that you're putting too much energy into this. Too much? I reach out for the stapler, but he pulls back. So you're getting revenge, and then what? I reach out again, but he dodges me. Dr. Frank, then what? Then I'll be happy. They'll recognize what amazing work I've done, and I reach again for the stapler, but to no avail. Iggs, we don't have time for this. When will you have time for this, Doctor? I tried to ask you 2 days ago, and a week before that, but you kept avoiding the question. What are you going to do now after you take your revenge? Well, then everyone will love me and they'll accept me back into the university, and Dominic will be so destroyed that he will have to leave the country. And what if that doesn't happen? Dr. Frank? Ugh, I don't know, Iggs. Now can you give me the damn stapler? He hands it to me and I take it without looking him in the eye. Arm! Arm! I quickly reattach it to the best of my abilities. Now he's ready for the conference. And only a few minutes to spare until the presentation starts. Let's go. We arrive before Dominic's presentation. The conference brims with people. To think all these people would have been looking upon my research at me if only things had been different. Only if Susie had been one of the unfortunate encounters with the headmaster Aaron. If only that professor hadn't threatened to report my work to the Queen's men. I could have been up there. Now where is the asshole? And then just then, the current producer goes behind the curtain. For a split second, I can see a brown-haired man I can never forget. That asshole. I charge off, pushing through the crowd, Iggs and the monster on my heels. We make it backstage just in the nick of time. You! He sees me and takes a step back. Oh wow, what are you doing here, Frankenfurter? Ah, what am I doing here? I'm here to take my revenge. Dude, what? You stole my research, everything I worked hard for, and now you're presenting to these people what? Bro, can we talk about this later? I'm like 5 minutes away from doing this thing. God, fuck you, you broke my heart. Dude, are you still hung up about that? What? I mean, it was like, what? 2 weeks tops? Well, fuck you, and now I have something even better. I glance behind me to present my new and better improved boyfriend, but he's still off in the crowd, him and Iggs fighting to slip behind the stage. And I made an entirely new creature, a new life form. He's better than you. He's more handsome and more affectionate and listens to me when I speak, and he's just a million times better than you are in every way. Cool, so I'm going to do my presentation now? But aren't you intimidated? Speechless is how I completely moved on from you and you were nothing but a mistake? Yeah, that's cool, bro. So I'm going to do my presentation. Turns to leave, but I follow on his heels. Your awesome research did not mean my awesome research. You stole it from me, and that's why I'm doing all this. This, you see, taking my revenge. Yours, I didn't base it on your research, but it's still my experiment. Don't worry, I cited you in the biograph of the paper. Suddenly, the crowd claps and the man pulls back the curtain in motion for Dominic to go on stage. Look, I gotta go. But that's my research. I rushed to stop him before going out there claiming my research as his own, but then just then, Mr. Frank turned around to see Headmaster Aaron. What the hell are you doing here? Eggs had finally caught up with the monster, both out of breath. And what the hell is that? He gestures towards the monster who's just staring at his missing hand. You people, you fools, stand back. I did the impossible, and I have an incredible experiment that will revolutionize the nature of humanity. I created the world's first artificial life form. And I'm going to go out there and change this loveless, cruel world. That man, he stole my research. My research, hear me. I'm not going to let any of you step all over me again. Mr. Frank, Mr. Nylon, is an esteemed member of our doctorate program, and any such claims of plagiarism are to be taken seriously. If you truly wish to pursue this further, and this isn't yet against another one of your outbursts you could take up with. Just then the crowd burst out into a sound from the other side of the curtain until I looked back around. There's a bird flying out there. Somehow he been able to reanimate it. God help us. All the people started moving. Stagehands are running off, whispering amongst themselves. Don't mention this creation you brought with you to anyone, Mr. Frank. What? But I'm here to present. Would you shut up for once? The Queen herself is in attendance tonight. She is? It's been all over the papers. Ah! Suddenly, a few armored guards rush past, shoving their way onto stage where bewildered Dominic stands. The headmaster pulls me back further out of sight of lines of the ominous-looking guards. Quantum nerd, Quantum. Sup, nerds? Dr. Frank can't read. Yeah, I can't read either. Look, Mr. Frank, we've tolerated a lot from your shenanigans in the past, despite what you have told us multiple times regarding the legality of your work. But what is the invention in the face of? Despite multiple warnings, you have continued to pursue illegal research. Now that you have passed that same legal research onto one of our students. Guardsmen have begun to round up stagehands, lining them up next to Dominic, most likely to arrest them. If you don't say anything, they won't arrest you too. Two? Some yelling breaks out from stage. Dominic is yelling at the guardsmen, and one of them pushes the other, and suddenly three of them are fighting. Our eyes lock. It's not mine! It's his! It's his! Thank you, Quantum. Thank you for the lurk. He makes a lunge towards me, but one of the guardsmen hits him and falls on the ground. I suggest you leave. People have started to scream, and what in the world is even going on in the audience? Dr. Frank, we need to go. But my revenge. It grabs my hand and pulls me away. We make it out of town just in time. There's a fire dotting the horizon in the direction of the Heidelberg University. We're lucky to have escaped you now. Oh, butterfly! The monster runs off to chase an insect. So, what now, Dr. Frank? Now that the university has realized the error of its ways and Dominic has been forced out of the country, and now that everyone loves you and nothing bad will ever happen again, I don't know, okay? I don't know what the hell I'm going to do now. The university will never accept now. I glance towards the fire that have broken out in the town. That asshole, he didn't even... Can I make a suggestion? Since you didn't say no, you've grown up in this town your whole life, right? The mansion was your grandmother's from what I remember. So what? This is your hometown. It's the only place that you've ever lived. And maybe it would be good to get some perspective. I mean, everyone here knows that you're the weird guy living in the creepy mansion in the woods and obsessed with illegal research. Stop being so gay. What the fuck? No. You don't have to put that way. There's a program I know just over the border in Espington that specializes in plant regeneration. My boyfriend went to the university there and mentioned it. I know it's not exactly the same research that you've been doing, but you could find some use for it in your own experiments. So what are you saying? I shouldn't just, I don't know, go there instead? Well, yes. So I have to go to a completely different country to even find a place that would recognize my genius? Dr. Frank? I'm saying maybe it's time to get out of your house and stop obsessing over your revenge, making other people like you. Not to mention that if you manage to blow up a laboratory building again, it'd be much easier to avoid the repercussions if it happened in another country. But the people of Springton are so stuffy and snotty and... watch your step! Butterfly! Butterfly! The monster comes charging over again, chasing Buzz that is clearly not a butterfly. Then I realize that Silas has been following has followed the monster over to us. Ah! I see we meet again, Dr. Frank. Can we help you with anything? Papa, butterfly, pretty! Oh, I just happened to come to see your cute child here running through the church grounds. I was a bit worried about him falling into the ditch or even one of the unearthed graves. I haven't a clue where they came from. And also, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but you're discussing Springton? Sure we were. I'm actually from Springton originally. In fact, if there's anything you need to know, I would love to help. I gotta sit up. That is very generous of you. That was just a thought. I'm not sure if Dr. Frank's even going to move there. Yes, I would love to know. Please tell me everything. Haha, very well. Feel free to ask me anything, Dr. Frank. Butterfly, pretty. The monster shoves a dead insect in my face. at a later time, of course. Oh. We ought to be getting back to the house. Right. I wave goodbye to Silas as we head back up the mountain. 2 months later. Ask me that question again. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Having cracked the code of animal regeneration, about to be entered in clinical trials on testing on humans. Maybe you should leave out the human experiment part, Dr. Frank. But otherwise, great. I think you're ready to go. Do I look okay? Maybe put more gel on your hair? There's no way that's going to stay down for the whole trip there. But I already used the whole jar. Oh, maybe not try to touch it then? Sure enough, moments later, my hair reverted back to its original form. So much for that. Don't worry about your hair, Dr. Frank. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, if you say so. Are you ready to go? I think Silas will be here in a few minutes. He's already. He's helping you cross the border, right? Dr. Frank? Ah, you seem to be out of it there for a second. I don't know. Still feeling apprehensive? What if I'm making a fool of myself? They already know who I am. Are they just going to reject me anyway? That'd be pretty cruel to invite someone to an interview if you know you're just going to reject them anyway. Even if that were the case, that they would say more about them than you, right? If you say so. I'm just. I don't know. I keep thinking maybe it would be better if I stayed at home and worked on experiments. Just feels so weird to be doing this. Why? Because I don't normally do this, you know. It's dumb. I'm sure I look dumb to other people. I have better things to dress up fancy and have people with inferior intelligence tell me what to think. What did we say about your manners? Oh, sorry, it didn't come out in the interview. It won't come out in the interview. Good. Just give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? I suppose. I take a deep breath. Yeah. At least I gained some more intel to the uh, Springton scientific process while I'm over there. And you won't be alone either. I'm sure Silas can help you. GT can get you where you need to be. Wow. All right. Suddenly, there's a knock at the front door. Visitor, visitor. Ah, monster! Don't open that. Too late. He's already rushing off to open the door. Well, at least we know who's at the door this time. Are you ready, Dr. Frank? I had to glance over my reflection in the mirror, set my face into a determined look. It's something to try, if nothing else, a way to waste time. If I have no idea what's going to happen, maybe something will, maybe not. And although I don't want to admit it to Iggs, the act of having something to do besides trying to impress a university that had turned its back on me felt like a breath of fresh air. I smile. Ready as I'll ever be. New leaf. The end. Okay. I haven't found the secret ending. If you want to hint. Yes, please. Second half of the game, after the monster boyfriend's arm's been ripped off. I have to ask this person something about the church, Dr. Franken. Fuck. Oh, okay. Hmm. Alright, just a boyfriend. Get those. Okay. Okay. Yep. I. Okay. Ready. This. House. Get the book. Okay, dictionary's too heavy. Yes. Okay, I'll haul the dictionary. Okay. Boxes. Uh, uh, case. Search. 380. Oh. Yes. Third grade. House. Okay, to the house. Lab. Yeah! Rollback. Oh yeah. That's a nice glitch. Alright, roll back. Dominic. Don't want to talk about it. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Papa. Papa's bad. Okay, well, I just train him out of that. Why me? What else do I pay for help me run your experiments, Dr. Frank? Not train your undead boyfriend, have his daddy kink? Hey, this is an experiment. He's technically part of your job description. And need I remind you that your current job is to make him stop referencing me as Papa, and I'll be more formally addressed as boyfriend. Papa! This is inhumane on so many levels. Frank, look, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but why exactly did you suture a cucumber to your boyfriend's crotch? I didn't have any dicks to choose from. I was being creative. I painted over it. It doesn't even look all that weird in the right light. Plus, it can act like an emergency ration. That's another selling point. Unlike normal boyfriends, his penis is versatile. I think you're taking the idea of eating your boyfriend's penis a little too far. Okay. So, essentially, have to go to church. Silas. Hi, Silas. Oh, crap, I made eye contact with him. Well. Being with you. Alright. Back to streets, go to church. Oh. This is what? As roses, indeed, it used worked hard to cultivate them, especially glad to see them. Church, is that so? Or how's it cut short? Well, I had to leave in a hurry. Rada. You knew the priest. Rada, I'm a gardener. What am I thinking? Rada. Hmm? Did I say that loud? How embarrassing. Oh, how rude of me. Is that what they're calling it now these days? He winks at me. What do you want to ask me? The streets, the home, dictionary. Yes. This. The house. Thing. Did, use a used dictionary in my studies to decipher this. Lugged it all the way over here, after all. Might as well use it. Big fucking dictionary. I used the dictionary on the books. I'm wondering how he does that. Does he, like, put the dictionary, like, on top of it? It's like, work, damn it. What in the world? They're books about necromancy. But these aren't supposed to exist anymore. They burned everything. I would have done everything to get my hands on these. What it would have done for me in my research? It just showed up out of the blue like this? It's impossible. I flip one open. Yeah! My God, look at these old formers' detailed description of his known spells. It has everything. But how? In Chaldean Church, they're the ones who spearheaded the crusade against the sect of magic. How did... What in the world? I put the backs where they were, leaving the dictionary on the shelf, keep a mental note of what I've seen. Found some illegal necromancy texts among them. Outside the church. There are necromancy. The books in the church, are those yours? Has anyone ever told you that you have a very cute expression? Stop evading my questions! The books, are they yours? Just answered the question. Yes, I suppose that they are. They're necromancy texts. Which have been banned and widely persecuted. Where did you get them? Have you any experience with the field? Yeah. What a question. It's like he hasn't seen me in the graveyard the other night digging up bodies. Nah. You seem to be struggling there for a bit, Dr. Frank. Shut up. Pardon if I insulted you. No. You did not. You haven't said anything this whole time. Of what? Last night you saw us digging up those bodies. You haven't said anything at all about that. I saw pants out of your donation box, rip someone's arm off in front of you. Did you want me to make a reference about that incident? No, I didn't. Then I don't see what the issue is. Yeah. Look, if you're gonna call the authorities on us, can you just do it? I'm gonna call the cops on you, Dr. Frank. You're infuriating to talk to, you know. I'm sorry to hear that. Those books are yours. Can I assume that you've read them? You seem awfully interested in those books. You're never going to answer any of my questions, are you? My research is on something that's similar to necromancy. Never had the academic papers to go off of, not which that happened to be after the illicit Edicted of Tannenberry. So seeing those books, you could have easily traveled out of Galen, travel to places where magic isn't so strictly banned. Yeah, right. Sure, studying magic in Guyana is near to impossible, with the forms being banned, but necromancy has been banned everywhere. Even if I had left the country, it would have been the same. Would it have? I look up at him. He has an interesting look on his face. Humans have a fascinating capacity to preserve their own past. If the government says something must be destroyed, that it will ensure that someone out there will try to preserve it, for better or for worse. It seems that the only thing that truly dies are those that invoke little feeling. Silas. What is it? You seem sad. Forgive me, I did not realize on how I was coming off. You're free to read those books, by the way. I know that the information that they contain is extremely rare and sounds like it would help you in your own personal research, which he leans closer to me. Can you tell me a little more about? I'm curious to hear what sort of research you're conducting. Wow, your research sounds cool. Can you tell me a bit more about it? No. I push him away. Absolutely not. Is that why you're here? No one can no one can see my research. Not again. Not again. I'm not going I'm never going to let anyone see my research ever again. Dr. Frank, please. I'm sorry. Leave me alone. I want to read the books now. uh, Sorry, Dr. Frank. I don't want to talk to you. Anything else you need help with? Observatory. Yes. Yes. Hold my nose, I put it in the inventory. Ugh, this sucks. Alright. House. Or to the church. Sorry, I'm going. He left. Hmm. And cut. Nothing happened. Use body parts here. Why would they be now? What's wrong with me? Why won't anybody listen to me? Please tell me what a freak I am. The working interest is illegal, immoral. What dumb I have that I didn't? What am I missing? Damn it! Third shovel down, it hits patch with a sad thud. Why did he have to leave? I miss him so much. I'm tired of being alone. Dr. Frank? I look up. Of course, it's him. Something the matter? You're crying. Leave me alone. But I thought you said you didn't want to be alone. Fuck, he had heard me. What do you want? I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I'm sorry. No, you're not. If you're sorry, you would just leave me alone. We're silent for a few awkward moments. Why won't he just leave already? Instead, he sits behind me near the small hole I had dug for myself. He's sitting there, silently, a peaceful wind blowing. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so peaceful, so nice. Suddenly, I can't hold back anymore. I just... Dr. Frank, I hate everything. I hate them. Who do you hate? Them, the villagers, my damn professors, my colleagues. I hate them all. They shunned me. I tried so hard. I kept telling them to be myself, so I did. And they turned out to be and they turned around and fucking cast me out. Not even a fucking doctor. I'm a sham. I'm nothing. Nothing. He puts her arm around his shoulder. I sob messily into his pristine white jacket. He doesn't move away, though. We stay like that for a few minutes until I can breathe regularly again. I need to tell you something, Dr. Franks, but please don't mention this to anyone else. I came here looking for something. Oh? Or someone. My heart skips a beat. I came here to this town to find you, Dr. Frank. Oh? That's... what? Are you a stalker? I need to explain myself. So, I think that we both have stumbled onto secrets about ourselves that we won't like the others to know. You've been digging up body parts to use them in your illegal resurrection experiments that your boyfriend of yours I met, right? And you found my collection of necromancy books. Suddenly, there's a quiet rustle behind the bushes. I look around, but see nothing. Sorry. Was there something else you were going to say? Sorry, I was just working up my courage. You see, I trust you with this information, Dr. Frank. I will not say anything else about your own experience if you do not mention this to anyone else. I've used those books. Experiments? No. I'm afraid I'm no scientist, Dr. Frank. I'm a magic user. Oh. Again, there's a rustling, but nothing's there. I'm really sorry to interrupt, but did you hear anything? No, I did not. I should just get to the point. Dr. Frank, I'm... A loud growl bursts from right behind me and turn around and see... A zombie? I quickly reach for the shovel, hoping to protect myself. Wait. Stop. Tishy, stop. I told you to wait outside of town with the others. But master, the people from the town kept chasing us away with the pitchforks, and it's cold and damp, and Susan's leg fell off a day ago. Can we just go home? It's what everyone's keep asking. We just want to go home. Tishy, not yet. We can't go home yet. There's still business I have to attend to, and you are returning to the others. Do you understand? But master... Tishy? I chose you to lead them in my absence, but you are making me regret that choice. No, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Go now. I will find you later tonight. I know it's hard on you and your siblings to camp out like this, but please, for me. Of course, Master. We're sorry. We love you and hope that you find that mysterious force that you were looking for. Silas hugs the zombie before it saunters off in the underbrush it appeared from. So... I'm a necromancer? Oh. I had to turn away, my face burning. Sorry, I don't know. I know that it's a lot to take in. But he chuckles. He begins to say something else, but someone cuts him off. Papa, Mama! It's boyfriend with Iggs. Dr. Frank, what's taking you so long? You missed the presentation entirely at this point. Huh? Oh, right. The presentation. My revenge. Ah! Ah! Right. I jump on my feet, trying to avoid Silas' line of sight, suddenly feeling self-conscious. Shovel! Shovel! Trying to resume my work, find that it's just hard as I remember. Instead, Iggs comes over and quickly finishes it in no time flat. Thanks. In response, he hands me an arm, as well as the stapler, gesturing towards my boyfriend's stump. Well, any port in a storm, right? Oh, wait a moment. Silas comes rushing over, looks at the arm I'm holding. Ah, Dr. Frank, I didn't know he was here. I'm sorry. You see, this isn't what it looks like. It's okay, Iggs. He knows what's going on. What? Can I see that for a second? I hand the arm to him, almost dropping it as our hands brush against each other. He quietly says some words I don't understand and takes the arm, and the arm takes on a vibrant glow. There, it won't fall off this time. You won't be needing the stapler either. He looks at the stapler quizzically. I will say, Dr. Frank, I'm utterly surprised and impressed by you and your assistant's creativity. I've never seen a reanimated with the features that you've given your boyfriend here. He's beautiful, isn't he? He's beautiful, isn't he? He's interesting. Ig stifles a laugh with a cough. I shoot him a glare. There, all better now. Silas attaches the arm to the boyfriend, who looks brand new. Also, in the future, he gestures towards the boyfriend's chest. I suggest using body parts that are relatively fresher than these, ideally when the body has bloated, but before the skin slippage has let the mirage out of the bones. What? Oh, forgive me, here I am blabbing on again. You were late for something, weren't you? Ah! Yes, we were. Iggs, let's go. We run off to Heidenberg. But I quickly look back to see Silas standing outside the church with a serene-looking smile on his face. My heart can't stop beating. 15 minutes later, I could see that asshole. Even from the back, I could tell he's wearing that stupid smile of his. He's about to start the experience. I could tell by the crowd's voices. So many people here. Pushing through the cloud, but all I can see is him. He looks the same, even though it feels so long since the last time we met. His face, his posture, everything seems so familiar to me, and yet now, that caustic feel. I can't take my eyes off him. I hate him so much. As we get closer to the front of the crowd, I notice that there's a dead bird in front of him. He's leaning over it, those gorgeous locks falling over his eyes, brushing to the side of his face I had looked at so much before. Suddenly, the crowd starts gasping and the bird is flying. I can't move anymore. Dr. Frank, what are you doing? We need to crash these presentations. That's your research. My feet have frozen. There's a pit in the bottom of my stomach. He looks so happy. Did my research do this? Is he happy because of me? Is he happy with me? Of course, he was able to pull off the experiment flawless. I had shown him how to do it. Dr. Franks! Birdie! I couldn't be happier at this moment. Everything in my heart is telling me I shouldn't be, but I am. The crowd is electric. At the same time, the same crowd that had told me that I had to leave, that what I was doing was immoral, that I wasn't welcomed here, that I had finally done it. Was I going to be acknowledged? I looked back at stage Back at the stage, he had seen me. Our eyes meet. His face change. Our eyes meet. His face change, almost as if he had seen a savory bug. I hate him so much. Iggs is ahead of me, already climbing on stage, the monster on his tail. Hello? Can everyone hear me? This isn't this man's research. The crowd goes quiet. The bird continues to fly around, seeming confused as its new living state. I made it up to the stage as well. The monster is still struggling to make the jump. There's not a single sound from the auditorium now, save for the fluttering of wings. All eyes are on me. Dominic walks over, a strange look on his face. Frankfurter, bro, you came out of your house. I'm sort of middle of my big presentation right now. You know, this thesis project for medical school? I'm sure you remember. Oh, wait. Or did you flunk out before then? I can't remember. Anyway, if you could get off the stage. He roughly lays his hands on my shoulder. This is my research. The grip on my shoulder tightens and I flinch in pain. Bro, don't mumble. What did you say? I take a deep breath. This is my research. The crowd begins to whisper words I can't understand. Something moves in the audience. Dominic shoves me, his face angrier than I have ever seen it. It's not a good look on him. Frankie, come on, man, don't do this. We had some really nice times together, right? All of the words I've prepared to throw at him catches in my throat. He leans closer. I learned a lot from you, you know. I really couldn't have done this all without you. Thank you, Frankie. You're such a smart guy, and cute too. I'm glad to have been able to work with you. Isn't this what I had wanted? I just wanted him to like me, for him to look at me with amazement when I told him all of the things I was able to discover, but not like this. I had never wanted it like this. Dominic begins to walk away while readdressing the audience and apologizing for this confused individual who had wandered on stage. He continues to explain how his presentation worked, and the crowd's noise has taken on a worried tone. Something is wrong. Dr. Frank, what was I doing? I can't let this farce continue. I slapped my face, getting myself motivated to what to do about it. What to do. I rushed towards the center of the stage before Dominic can say anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you have enjoyed the demonstration my assistant, Dominic, has here put on. Assistant? However, nothing compares to what I'm about to show you. Behold. Point where to the monsters trying to climb up on stage. He's gotten one foot up, but still struggling to trying to raise the rest of his body. Ah, well, behold in a couple of seconds. Iggs rushes over to help him get all the way up on stage. There we go. This man here is the world's first artificial life form. The crowd erupts in noise. It's a good noise, I think. No longer do you have to put up with lousy, ugly, inattentive boyfriends. Now that I can make your own, fully customizable with whatever taste you may have. This, I point to the monster who has come over and stand next to me, is the future of dating. I take a moment to soak in the audience reaction. They seem confused and scared. Well, it wasn't that I had dreamed about, but truly innovative inventions were often met with confusion at first, right? Well, they'll come around, right? Boyfriend, why don't you say a few words to the audience? I love my papa. Children, you can make your own customized children as well. Ha! Mr. Frank! Suddenly, the furious one-handed man appears before the curtain on stage. Headmaster Aaron. Oh wow, they fucked switched the name again. You need to leave immediately. But I'm... Curtains drop, a few armored men appear behind him. Too late. Bad. Scared. The men grab Iggs and the monster to hold him back while the headmaster looks at me with a disappointed look. Dr. Frank, wait, you're still going to pass me, right? Mr. Nyland, we gave you this opportunity under the assumption that you were going to do independent research, not steal someone else's. I didn't steal. On top of that, you presented highly illegal research in front of the Queen herself. Mr. Frank, he turned to me, a sad look on his face. We at Heidelberg University have done a lot over the past 8 years to prevent this from happening, despite informing you multiple times of the legality of the field of research you were pursuing. But this is important. What are laws in the face of? Despite the illegal nature of your work, we have turned a blind eye, leaving you to your own devices. We don't typically like the capital getting on our own personal business, but now the two armored men had finished handcuffing Iggs and the monster, both of who were looking at me with frightened eyes. The other armored men had come to begun making their way towards me. Our hands are tied in this matter, Mr. Frank, and for that I'm sorry. The armored man moved to put cuffs on both Dominic and I. My heart sinks. But bro, do I pass? On the laws of the Edict of Tannenberg, we arrest you for... A crash rings out from behind the stage. We all turn to see one of the armored men have fallen down. He doesn't move to get back up. Man put the handcuffs on me, goes back to investigate, and suddenly a figure topples him. In clear sights, is the zombie Silas had called Tishy, an undead. More of her siblings shuffle from behind the curtain, emitting an ominous moan. Look what you have done. Your research has attracted the attention of unholy creatures. How rude. Silas steps out behind some of his own creatures, looking a bit irritated. Silas? Dr. Frankie, seems you've gotten yourself in a troubling situation. Would you like me to help you? Yes, please. He smiles, that stupid cute smile he always does, moving forward, the rest of his creatures swarming the remaining armed guards, tearing them down. He reaches for the handcuffs around my hands, but stops. Why did you stop? What is it? Oh, nothing. I was thinking you look quite good in this. What? My. Did I say that loud? Cough. Excuse me. He places hands on the cuff and suddenly they turn hot, yet don't burn my skin. Next thing I know, they're melting off my hands. Ah! I'm sorry, I should have warned you. But it didn't hurt, did it? No, it didn't. I was just surprised. Good. I rub my wrist to get them feeling normal again. Wow, I'm really glad he's here. Yo, can you do that to mine? Silas gives him a look for a second, then turns back to me. What do you think? Huh? From what I could gather, you two have history. Should I let him go or not? As much as I hate him, I would hate to think about what had happened to him in prison. I motion Silas to let him go. He nods, places his hands on Dominic's cuffs. Ouch! Ouch! There, they're off. Why did that hurt so much? But didn't do anything Frankfurter there. Should get out of town as fast as possible. The Queen's men don't take well to suspected necromancers. Yeah, you're talking from experience there, Mr. Demon. A few of his Silas undead suddenly mob Dominic, tearing at his hair and clothes. Now, he's a guest of Dr. Frank's. Be kind. But Mama... Mama? Oh no. I look and see that my boyfriend has mingled himself with the rest of Silas's horde. They seem to be having a grand time. Ha ha ha! My, how sweet! Isn't it, Dr. Frank? Or should I say Papa? Ah! You're bright pink. Sorry, Dr. Frank. You're just so fun to tease. It's okay. Oh god, what am I saying? What are these feelings like in my heart going to jump out of my chest at any second? So, you really do roll over for anyone who shows you a little attention, huh, Frankie? The words catch in my throat. Iggs runs over, an aspirated look on his face. I'm glad you were able to have one last chat with the love of your life, but we need to go. He looks over at the guards making their way towards the stage. We had to move fast. If there's anything you gotta tell him, now's the time. But looking at him standing there, I couldn't think of anything to say. I felt pathetic. No, there isn't. He pats me on the shoulder. We should probably get going then. We leave Dominic behind, fleeing back towards the mansion. 3 hours later. Do you have everything? I look at the mirage of bags that his creatures are holding, each carrying and only personal belongings I have for the immediate future. No, but it's not like I can take the rest of my research with me. Don't worry, I'll be here when you get back. We hid it well enough that I doubt anyone will find the remains of your research. A few of the creatures holding Susie call out to Silas for help. It seems the plant have bitten off the creature's arm. Again, he would be trouble to carry long distance, but Silas reassured me that he could easily reattach anything that the plant would bite off. Yes, I'll be there in a moment after this. When the creature seemed to be looking over and waves back at me, calling me Papa. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And what about yours? What about you, Sir Iggs? Are you going to be all right? Absolutely. I'm especially happy for the extra vacation time. Paid vacation time, right, Dr. Frank? He shoots me a look that I do everything in my power to avoid. It doesn't work. I wish you all the happiness with your boyfriend then. I will allow this to blow over for a few months, or at least to my experience. Maybe sooner if what Headmaster is saying is true. I didn't realize they had done all this for me. Silas puts his hand on my arm. I look up at him. Damn, as it's that pretty smile of his again. Are you sure you'll be all right, Dr. Frank? You're welcome. He barely squeaks the words out before he continues. You join my boyfriend and I at his house if you wanted to. Ace begins to fidget, clearly hoping I wouldn't take him up on the offer. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fun to learn from him all about necromancy art. I can implement it back into my work when I get back. I can't wait to see that. Then I'll be seeing you. Iggs waves goodbye, taken off down the hill. It's just Silas and I left, as well as our collective children. Silas leaves to help rearm the zombie that had called out before. Seeing him there with Susie and his own monsters. Have I made a mistake? Dominic's words, they keep coming back to me. So, you really do roll over for anyone who shows you a little attention, huh, Frankie? Was I blind because he was just paying me some attention? Was I rolling over again? He would leave once I told him all I knew. I needed to stop thinking about him. It was just business. Because if I If I let anything else, the same would happen again, just like Dominic. I frowned. With that, I think we're ready to go. I look up. I didn't even see him come back. Dr. Frank? What? You seem sad. Are you missing your home? Or are you having second doubts about coming with me? You are, it seems. It's okay, Dr. Frank. We barely know each other. It's natural. But I'm looking forward to learning more about you on our travels. There it is again, this smile. At this rate, I was going to like him, but he doesn't just want my research. What if you don't like what you find? What if you don't like what you find out about me? I can't promise you much, Dr. Frank, but I will promise you this. I will not let any harm befall you while you're in my company and away from your home. You are, of course, more than free to leave our party at any time. We both have things we would like to learn from each other. It's beneficial arrangement. Why not see where that takes us? Could I trust him? Could I go with him and learn what he says he can teach me? But I barely know him. He could easily turn out to be like Dominic or even worse. But look at him. I, he turned out differently, perhaps, or perhaps not. But even still, the words still echoing in my mind. Why not? I reach out tentatively and take his hand. A chance perhaps things would be different. Why not? Hmm. Well, I can't believe it. We're here at the end. Dr. Frank's Build a Boyfriend. I started this game as part of Yowie Jam 16, then I totally overshot my deadline. Deadline, after all. After that, and well, the next subsequent three. Nevertheless, I've somehow managed to stumble across the finish line. Here we are, a year later, with the finished game. I deeply indebted to so many people who would take who you can check out in the credits page who would never have been able to come this far without their help. Again, I thank everyone who helped me along this way of this journey, and thank you, anonymous player, for having made it this far. I hope you enjoy these little author's notes I put together to talk a little bit about putting together the story of Frankenfurt. Okay. Development. Oh, I forgot. Well, that was interesting.